What's going on, Capricorn? Welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a phenomenal week so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Cap, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey, because it's your general energy weekly spread. Or something like that. Like, we're about there, Cap. But with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cap. So what I'm going to be doing here is pulling a few oracle cards from this deck, and then we will get some details with the tarot. It's getting more obnoxious each time. I love it. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case if you all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some other readers that I like watching as well, Capricorn. Got really cool vibes, you know, kind of if you want to change the energies up a little bit, see how everybody else is doing. We got some that do love readings, you know, so like specific, it's great stuff, Capricorn. Very intuitive bunch. So definitely check that out. Oh, that's so funny, Capricorn. I saw this on the pre-shuffle earlier. You got one of our cards, the 7th card of Cancers, which is the fairy tale card. And this is dope for you, Capricorn, because this is a card of believe the impossible, daydreams, romantic ending, universal archetypes, hopeful, magic, unicorns and rainbows, aspire, hope, happily ever after, fanciful, and stories we tell. And the biggest one I feel like that sticks out here, Capricorn, is the stories we tell. And I'm wondering if for some of you, because when this card pops up, you know, with this believe the impossible, this is to me is just like, especially for you, Capricorn, of anybody, being the achievers of the Zodiac, being ones who have a perseverance that's unmatched. When it comes to your dreams, you know, whatever that looks like, I feel like there really is, things are only as impossible as you believe them, you know, is what we tell ourselves. If you want to manifest unicorns, you know what? Maybe we need to take some science courses. Maybe we need to talk about, you know, there might be some mad science that we might need to cook up there, you know, however, and that's an extreme example, but we are in a state of innovation. You know, we're getting ready to move into the age of Aquarius. This is a time to believe in the impossible. Believe that you can be, because the archetype, I was thinking because the universal archetype stuck out to me too. And I feel like this is going to be a time of hard work, Capricorn. You know, with this innovation, you know, with all these ideas, energies are going to be kind of cranking here, I feel like, over this next 20 years. And it's like, while Pluto's in Capricorn, in your sign right now, it's just like, it's getting ourselves set up to, again, to make all of your dreams come true. In this Capricorn, your ruler is going to be in Pisces, Saturn, for the next 3 years. So this is a great time to, like, you know, everyone's getting ready to go retrograde. This is going to be a great energy for us to really dig into those dreams and make that stuff just, if it seems so fanciful, so impractical, then that's the fun part about just this journey, Capricorn. It's just like, how do we take in you, being an earth sign, the cardinal of the earth signs. This is a great energy for you. You can set the pace. This is how you do it. This is how, you know, let's make it practical. Make it possible. You know what I mean? Because like, even think about when you think like the airplane, you know, like, yeah, we're so used to it now, but before that was a thing, bringing this some odd ton monster up in the sky, like, how the hell is that gonna work? Bet you a Capricorn did it. Well, I won't pay a bet on that, but you know, my history is a little tricky, but you know what I mean, Capricorn. But let's get some tarot on this, get some more details. And you know, Capricorn, With Cancer being your opposite sign, you are in a state of choices right now over this next month. You know, because wherever your Capricorn placements are at, the Sun and Mercury are getting ready to form oppositions with your signs, with your placements. And there are either going to be some situations or some people that are going to make you, we're going to need have some choices that we need to make here. So this is going to be a time to just pay attention to that, Capricorn. But let's see, I love it. So you got the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Six of Cups here. And I like this, Capricorn, because I feel like for some of you, with the Ten of Swords being here, the Ten of Swords is intense. You know, this is a card of feeling like you're at like kind of rock bottom, like there's like the hope is gone. You know what I mean? And maybe for some of us, we might be getting close to, maybe we've kind of felt like we've needed to abandon a dream, or maybe we've had to maybe put something on pause, or it just feels like that the hope is kind of waning here. And I feel like that when I was getting ready to talk with you about the Cancer and Capricorn, we can learn a lot from our opposite signs, where I'm always telling Cancer, you know, well, not always, but you know, when your energy happens to come up, you know, I've talked to them about that you do what it takes, no matter, like when you have a dream, a goal, whatever that is, you know, and it's you're the father of the zodiac, the providers. And I feel like when you set your sight on something, it don't matter what it takes, you're going to get it. And it's not that Cancer can't do that, but it's we do more so with our feelings. You know what I mean? We have to feel inspired, feel something that really resonates with us, you know? And that's where I feel like that if some of you have had this dream maybe or something like this, because with the Queen of Wands too, the Queen of Wands is all about creativity and spreading beauty and making the dreams come alive. She rules the first two decans of Aries and the last of Pisces. And I bring up that energy. She's very passionate, and I feel like that if we've been, it almost feels like, yeah, if we're at this state where we're ready to just kind of give up and throw in the towel here, Capricorn. I feel like with the Six of Cups being here, it's just like, let's take a moment and reflect. It's just like, do we really want to give up this thing that maybe brings us joy? Maybe maybe things have gotten so hard that we might have even talking ourselves out of loving this thing, possibly, is kind of what I'm getting. But it almost feels like that the Six of Cups is remembering those nostalgic moments, not getting stuck in the past, but using that more so as an inspiration, because Cancer is rooted in the past. You know, we deal with ancestry and things, so that's one of our aspects. And it feels like it's like dipping into those old memories of when this thing, whatever this dream was, made you feel good, made you feel inspired. And what happened that got in the way of that? What got us to this place of Ten of Swords, where we started to maybe start really kind of getting in our heads and thinking that, you know, that we can't do this thing, or that maybe we can't seem to find a balance, you know, maybe between, like, this could be like maybe you wanting to maybe do some kind of art or music or something along those lines. So we're noticing that we're not finding enough time for those passions because we have like our day jobs and things along those lines, which I totally get, Capricorn. But we can absolutely manage to, you know, find a way to balance this stuff out here. I had to actually do something here recently, and it's not like, you know, wasn't necessarily ideal, but you know what, I took a note from your book. You know, sometimes you got to get down to business. You know how you got to do the hustle and the grind a little bit to keep the passions flowing until the passions take care of themselves, you know, till that marriage happens. So I feel like if we're at that giving up, or maybe close to that giving up state, we're just reminding yourself why you started that thing in the first place, and you know, just kind of be with it for a little while, especially if this is something that kind of brings us joy here, Cap. All right. I like that, Capricorn. Let's hydrate, and let's get another oracle on the mix. All right. Love it. And look at you. Now we're making emeralds there, Cap. Because you got the first card of Taurus here, which is the Emerald card. And with this card, this is a card of healing, fertility, eternity, reflection, humility, sexuality, rare, peace, soul restoration, growth, strong relationship, balance, free-flowing love, mature love, and heart chakra. And a lot of energy kind of came through here, Capricorn, like the healing, the reflection. It seems like that, especially we've been in kind of like maybe like a kind of like a real deep depressive type of mood or something along those lines. We've been really feeling really low, kind of caught up in our heads, and maybe because this is the Sun in Gemini, the Ten of Swords, and you know, maybe we've been kind of thinking a lot for a while. Maybe this past Gemini season has been one where you maybe kind of been in your head, and now that we're gotten into Cancer season, now it's just like, it's like those thoughts have been just like the emotions to them have been heightened. You know what I mean? And it feels like that there's this need to just, for some of you, maybe to do maybe some meditation or maybe do some journaling, maybe getting out in nature, whatever that means. Something I feel like to really kind of please the senses, you know, maybe cooking a home-cooked meal, or just maybe, or lighting some like, you know, like candles, something along those lines. Oh, maybe taking a bath, doing an Empress type of day, you know what I mean? But because there's something here maybe for some, you know, because there's something here with like the sexuality that maybe for some of us, it almost feels like that there's been like an overindulgence possibly, you know, been kind of using it as a distraction as opposed to letting it be more of a healing practice, Capricorn. Because, you know, I'm not saying now, you know, you can't have a little fun there, Cap, but it's just like, what are our intentions? You know what I mean? Where's our energy at? Is this something, you know, like what are we sharing? You know what, like it, you know, because yeah, I'm really feeling there that there's something about really being kind of mindful in that area there, Capricorn, and not just, and trying not to let that become like to let be in such a vulnerable state, you know, induce more damage or something along those lines, or, you know, kind of like make the healing just a little bit harder. Some interesting energy that is coming through there, but there is also a need here, I do feel, of just like maybe finding some balance, maybe again of doing some, maybe just like working in some more just kind of self-care routines, you know, like, and I know I'm not saying like you got to take like a week off or something, but just like maybe towards the evening, you know, starting to like unplug, you know, because you're hard workers, Capricorn, and maybe it might be somewhere we've been kind of overworked, overstressed, you know, whatever that's looking like. And just something to where maybe we're reading a book with some downtime, or, you know, something along those lines, you know, maybe kind of dimming the lights a little early, you know, like maybe how's your sleep schedule been looking? And listen, this is not medical advice, but, you know, if we even find ourselves kind of off track or off a routine or something along those lines, you know, just incorporating some nurturing energy here, because this is nice too. I mean, Cancer and Taurus, Cancer and Taurus have a really good relationship, so very, very, very interesting energy here, Capricorn. Let's get some tarot on this. You know, that could be some healing work too, Capricorn. You know, just even doing this, these passions, these daydreams and things. You know, this could be, because I'm not even saying with like this believe the impossible and stuff. You know, this could be for a career if you want it to be. You know, make your dreams come true in that aspect. But this even then could be doing some stuff, yeah, with like just like some hobbies or some interests or something along those lines. Because both Taurus and Cancer are very creative energies. Let's see what we got here, Cap. Ha! I see this. All right, so you got the World here, your ruler, the Five of Wands, and then we have the Queen of Swords here. And it feels like with this, Capricorn, with the World popping up, let's talk about your ruler. Because with the World, I feel like maybe for some of us, we have been feeling maybe kind of stuck in this Ten of Swords energy, where maybe we've been trying to understand, like, what's the conflict that's going down here? Maybe we've been feeling some kind of dissonance, or been feeling like frustrated or something along those lines. And it feels like with the Queen of Swords, we're just trying to really get some kind of understanding with this, you know, kind of get some eyes and really see. I feel like maybe it might be coming at it from a more kind of logical space, and I'm feeling like this is something where we may need to get a little more in touch with our intuitive side, Capricorn, because you are an intuitive sign, you know, where, you know, I remember talking with a Capricorn about spirituality. This was not too long ago, and it was very interesting, because I hadn't really. We manifest on you all in very interesting ways, and it's very cool to actually see how that works. But I feel that if we're looking for this understanding or this knowing of really kind of finding ourselves or something along those lines, getting down to like this deep sort of like just kind of the root to a problem. Like, you know, like this feels like something really kind of ingrained in the DNA maybe. You know, this could be maybe some just kind of looking at that DNA strand kind of going around the world here. This could be something where, you know, this could be some kind of like family habits or something along those lines. But I feel like for your sign, this, you know, just thinking about the Queen of Swords, she's Libra energy. You know, it's the first 2 decans of Libra and the last of Virgos. And I feel like it's making it a point, especially with all this kind of like a little bit of Empress energy, Venus or Taurus and Libra here, a little bit of Cancer. It just feels like, you know, maybe again doing something, adding some beauty in our worlds, maybe going doing some kind of gardening. I feel like earth signs really would like, they flourish outside, you know what I mean? And or maybe in just like something where you're like working with your hands or something along those lines, really kind of building something, Capricorn. This could be maybe doing some woodwork, maybe we're working on cars, this could be maybe we're building apps, but something that really brings you into a zen state or something along those lines. And I feel like that could really, because that's really what over these next 3 years too, that's what Saturn wants for you with being in Pisces. Pisces is a very spiritual sign, borderline psychic, and they are in, you know, they're the last sign of the zodiac. They've gone through the whole experience, so they think they know a thing or two about the world. And so I feel like that this is, and especially if this comes to, I mean, think about it, Capricorn, coming and get more in touch with that intuitive side, connecting with your higher self and stuff, with how geared towards success you all are. It's a powerful tool to have. I mean, to have Saturn, yes, Saturn can be a hard ass, you know, it's like you can feel like things take forever, but this gives you time, you know, like to where it seems like things may be a long way down the line. It's like, okay, perfect, let's use that to your advantage. You know, how do you want to work in the nuances of this stuff? You know, set your goal, whatever your vision board is, and then let's make it happen. Let's start getting some details, getting this balance here, whatever that's looking like. Mark? Yeah. Hold on, Cap. A little more on this Queen of Swords here. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on with this Queen of Swords here. She always got something to say. No, I'm kidding. Let's see what she got. Interesting. Oh, maybe we do got something to say, Cap, because you got the Lovers here, the 4 of Swords, the 9 of Pentacles, and then the 7 of Cups here. And this is what I was kind of talking about earlier here, with the 7 of Cups, just being mindful of any sort of like overindulgence or anything along those lines, Capricorn. I feel that this is something where if we distract ourselves with those things and kind of get sort of caught up in this loop, this is going to not necessarily, you know, prevent you from getting your abundance and making things come true, but it does slow things down a little bit, you know, and it just adds another lesson onto the plate there. Because, you know, when you think about, I was going to say Saturn, your energy, the devil, you know, the devil has a very unorthodox way of bringing about growth. And so, again, if we just notice that things are feeling out of balance, because the 4 of Swords, this is Jupiter and Libra here. I feel like if we can get things back in balance, maybe there's something where we're not, well, again, maybe not be communicating with our maybe, and however you connect to the source, Capricorn, maybe this is our ancestors, you know, higher self, however that's looking, higher beings. But there's something here just like, you know, making that connection here, really getting in touch with that spirituality. Again, maybe doing some, and, you know, even when we think about meditation, you know, just like even taking a moment maybe with like during the beginning of the day, or just when you have a moment where you just pay attention to your breath, you know what I mean? Just like take like a real conscious just, you know, and just acknowledge that moment, and just like, how are we feeling? Where were we tense? Where were we at? You know, when that was going down, and just really kind of reconnecting with your inner self there. Dope. Look at you, all intuitive. Let's hydrate a little bit more and get your last cards here. right, I'm with it. So efficient. Energies have been efficient here. I like it. Nice. All right, let's make it. What do you declare, Cap? Because you got the 7th card of Leo's here, which is the Declaration card. And with this is a card of defiance, reclaiming power, sovereignty, contract, resolve, expressing truth, manifesto, self-rule, liberty or death, rules of the game, protesting and challenging the status quo. And you know, Capricorn, a lot of this, I feel like this energy is kind of reclaiming your energy, you know, kind of coming to your true self. It feels like that maybe for some we've maybe been keeping either our passions maybe restricted, maybe we've been more focused on like working towards the material aspect of things. We may have maybe lost goal. And it's not to say that we haven't been on track. It's just it feels like that the energies have kind of slightly shifted a little bit to where we're still abundant in the sense like we're secure, but it doesn't feel like that there's that balance of fulfillment, or maybe even it's if we're there, you know, maybe it could just be like maybe just taking some rest or something along those lines, even with the 4 of Swords being here. But there's something about, you know, maybe we've been feeling just kind of out of control. Maybe it's just been sort of like life has been sort of guiding you through the motions as opposed to feeling like we're in some semblance of control. Because the energies that have been kind of coming through, I've noticed for the signs have been, it's just like where we may not be able to control the external influences that are happening. We can control how we feel, and that's perfect with us being in Cap, or in we just fast forward to your season. But being in Cancer season, when we have moments of challenges and things, it's being present with those emotions that come up, and we have some real strong ones that are popping up more than others, observing that, feeling that, processing that, and then allowing some healing to happen, you know, with the 10 of Swords, you know, because the thing is, when you get to the root of that cause, and the only thing we can go is up from there, Cap. But you know, if you've been feeling that just like things haven't been going your way, or maybe just like maybe the growth hasn't been how you pictured, or we just been feeling kind of, just maybe even just sort of stuck or something along those lines. It seems like that is just maybe we feel like that no matter how much work we put in, like we're not seeing maybe any like real tangible growth like we thought we would, or maybe like it's like you expected something maybe a little bit bigger or grander than what we were expecting. You know, we got, let's get some tarot on this, Cap. I'm with it. All right, so other than Wheel of Fortune, 6 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, interesting, and the Death card here. All right, Capricorn, let's switch back over. Because here's the thing. I feel like with the 6 of Wands, this is a card of success, you know, getting to that win. But the thing with the 6 of Wands, it's usually showing that there's a celebration that's going down. But what they don't show is all the change that had to go, you know, the challenges and the doubtings of, you know, are we pouring these energies into the right places here? You know, are we getting towards our abundance? You know, Wheel of Fortune. And the thing that's been kind of popping up with the wheel, because I think you're the first that have gotten the Wheel of Fortune. But the thing that I've been talking about Jupiter quite a bit, actually, because the tricky thing with abundance sometimes is that where, yes, Jupiter will just, you know, Jupiter's very generous with the energies, but he doesn't discriminate with what energies that he's being abundant in. So if we're staying in the more kind of low vibration of 10 of Swords, where we may be kind of stuck kind of beating ourselves up and kind of been maybe sort of 6 of Cups here, you know, just kind of stuck in the past, maybe been feeling just like things are, whatever that is, you know, and maybe maybe even distracting ourselves with escapism, things along those lines. But we can get that vibration in abundance as well if that's the energy that you've been staying at. And we want to be mindful of where our thoughts are at, Capricorn. You know, we're in a very, very potent state, I feel, of spirituality and heightened like manifestation and stuff. The energies are hot, you know, and it's only just going to continue to change, Capricorn. There's going to be a lot of stuff on the horizon here. I mean, you hear that, I want to say it's kind of nonsense about this, whatever that little, I don't even know what you would call that. It wasn't a submarine. Someone was just telling me about this like the other day. And we're in for some weirdness. Seriously, it's like, it feels like that I was hearing some people talk about it, it's just like, this is just the tip of the iceberg. It really is. It's going to be some interesting energies coming through here, but I feel like overall, Capricorn, this is going to be one where it's just remembering that, getting towards that Wheel of Fortune, that abundance, that win, victory, towards that world, that end of the cycle here. Because, you know, Saturn, your ruler, he's just as abundant as Jupiter, but he just has a little more requirements than Jupiter. You know, he has some, you know, if you're not, he's a hard ass, but he means well. It's just because I like to tell you all the time, it's just that he knows just what you're capable of, what potential you really have. So it's believing in yourself too, Capricorn, and knowing that change is coming. It's not always just going to feel just like we're just eating it all the time, especially if things have been feeling like they haven't been going your way. But this is a great moment. You know, we're in some cool cycles. I feel like we're going to get into a very, and especially for you, to be thinking about, you know, where the direction of your life is going. Because I've been telling the other earth signs, you know, Mercury is retrograding in all three of the earth signs this year. So this is going to be a real interesting time for you to kind of reevaluate how you've been connecting with this world, and what more do you want to bring into it. So a lot of cool stuff to think about there, Capricorn. You really can achieve some great stuff, and it's going to really feel like it's always going to lead towards your change for the better here. So I like that. I think I'm going to leave that there, Cap. So if you liked anything or if something resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Capricorn. Let's get all you manifesting out there, getting you more in touch with with your intuition, and really just start really cooking up stuff, just building empires. And then if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each week. And then maybe something, a little app to help you out there. I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer, and I started this group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And then definitely as the group grows, I want to be able to, or I can schedule different meditation times and things along those lines. You know, maybe we'll do like connect with higher self with the lovers, or find an abundance with the Wheel of Fortune, something along those lines there, Cap. But definitely check that out. And then lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. How funny. Got the Eight of Cups here, Saturn in Pisces. And Eight of Cups has been going around quite a bit here. And Saturn, your ruler, just went retrograde not too long ago, about a week ago. And this is a great time to be thinking about what are some things that we need to let go. What is holding us back, and what's preventing us from moving on to that next stage. You know, I'm really thinking about this stuff here. You know, we were talking about that with the Seven of Cups. You know, we've been overindulging in cups. However that looks, in Capricorn. Oh, you know, you're in a judgment-free zone here. It's just getting eyes on it, you know, and then treating it with compassion, and that's all. Because, you know, it's a part of you, you know, even these more kind of darker aspects of ourselves. But when we learn to embrace them, do some healing with them, they really can become powerful allies there, Capricorn. Ha! Here's some lunar shenanigans here for you. The waxing and waning moon, I'm with it. And with this card, this is a card of remembering that life is always waxing and waning, Cap. Cancer, we're ruled by the moon. And it's a roller coaster, this life. We feel it in real time. But it helps us navigate through this realm. You know, that's one thing where like Cancer and Taurus, we really share, where Taurus is like a more kind of tactile sign, you know, they feel kind of with they're very intuitive as far as like with their five senses. Cancer is on a more emotional standpoint, you know, we really feel to a depth and feel like a lot. So I feel like this energy is remembering that through these changes here, it's being present with how you're feeling through that stuff, Capricorn. And that could be even too where that balance may be, allowing yourselves to just allow yourselves to feel a little more, you know, and just to let that growth kind of come through, because it's, you know, it's all part of the grand picture here. You know, the higher vibration of you here, Cap. You know, getting to that Saturn energy and getting to those states of accomplishment here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there. So you stay safe out there. All these big dreams that you got, and finding yourself. You know, and however this maybe Ten of Swords healing may be looking on you. You know, give yourself some self-care. Raise your vibration through the roof. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.